Hello students, today we are going to study the topic motion in physics. What is motion? In a simple language you say, when an object is in moving condition, it is said to be in motion. The first topic I will take up is the definition of rest and motion. Normally you know what is rest and what is motion. That is a simple definition. When an object is not moving, it is at rest. If it is in moving, it is in motion. But the physics definition is perfect. What is the definition of rest? When an object does not change its position according to the surroundings, means with respect to its surroundings, then it is said to be at rest. When an object does not change its position with respect to its surroundings, then the object is said to be at rest. Suppose, now I have taken this example. A man is standing under a tree. The tree is naturally, it is stationary, and his position is not changing according to this tree. Means with respect to its surroundings, his position is not changing. So, he is said to be at rest. Now, I take one more example. See, this is the example. These two are traveling in a train, sitting just in front of the other. The train is moving. See, this arrow shows the train is in moving condition. So, these two are moving according with respect to any of the object on the platform. You take a shop on the platform or a bench on the platform. With respect to them, these two are moving in motion. Okay. Now the same example I can take for rest also, students. How? See, now I take the position of this passenger with respect to this passenger. See, he is in his seat and he is also in his seat. With respect to him, he is at rest. With respect to him, he is at rest. When you take this passenger into consideration, then this person is is at rest. When you take any tree or bench on the platform or any person standing on the platform, then they are in motion. That is the definition of rest and motion change in that way with respect to the surroundings. Suppose now the same example I will take. See, this person does not change its position with respect to this surrounding, so he is at rest. But I can prove that the same person who is standing without moving under a tree is in motion. How? When I take any celestial body, that is any heavenly body in the space, then this person is in motion. Why? Because he is standing on the earth and the earth is in continuous motion. So, this man can be proved at motion when we take any celestial object in the space into consideration. He is standing on the earth, so he is in motion. That is what rest and motion, students. Now, we will talk about the motion. In the previous classes, you studied about motion. Different varieties of motion: straight line motion, rotatory motion, circular motion, oscillatory motion, etc. Straight line motion, you know, the path is straight, and the rotatory, spinning on its own axis. Circular, the path is circular, the motion of the body in circular path, then the body is said to be in circular motion. Then oscillatory, to and fro motion, students, going to the extent coming back to the center position, going this side and coming back to the center position. That is oscillatory motion. Now, in 9th class, we are not going to discuss about all these motions. We are going to discuss only about the straight line motion. What are the terms related to straight line motion, students? Suppose this is your home and this is your school. You have to cover this you have to go on this path and go to school every day. The school is here only, but the road goes like this. So you used to take this path and go like this. How much is the distance? Suppose the distance is 4 kilometers. So every day to go home, how much distance you cover? You cover 4 kilometers distance. That is the distance covered. In 9th class, one new term is introduced to you, that is displacement. What is displacement? The displacement says that how much you have displaced through this motion. That means, suppose here you are starting, here you are ending. Here you are starting, here you are ending. So the straight, this is called initial position, this is called final position. How much your position is displaced, that is displacement, students. You have taken this path because the road goes like that. But actually, when this is your home and this is your school, this is the path you are taking. This is the actual displacement. The actual displacement, that is the shortest distance between the initial position and the final position. This is only 3 kilometers. So here the displacement, your displacement is 3 kilometers only. Still you have covered a distance of 4 kilometers. The distance is 4 kilometers, but the displacement is only 3 kilometers, students. Now you understood what is the difference between distance and displacement. One more example I will give. Suppose you are going to school. Same example we will take. This is house and this is school. Suppose you are going in a straight line only. That means you are having a straight road from your house to your school and you are going this way. The distance covered is 3 kilometers only. Suppose you are going to school. On the way, you think you will pick up your friend and go on the way. So you moved inside the colony this side. Here is your friend's house. So like this you went, picked up your friend and came back this way and both of you went to school. Then how much distance you have covered? From here to here, then this much distance and this much distance and here this much distance. Obviously more than 3 kilometers. But what is your displacement? Students, now also your displacement is 3 kilometers only. Why? Because from here you went in this direction and came back in this direction. That means they will get cancelled, students. This side you went inside in this direction and came back in the same direction. That means both will get cancelled. Why? Because displacement has direction also. Displacement has direction also. Distance is a scalar quantity and displacement is a vector quantity. Scalar quantity and vector quantity, you are listening these terms for the first time, students. What is scalar quantity? A quantity which has only magnitude. Means you express what is the distance, 4 kilometers. You are expressing only the magnitude, a number 4 kilometers. But when you express displacement, it is not only magnitude but direction also. Means if you express displacement, what is the displacement here? 3 kilometers in north direction or west direction, like that. So that is the difference between scalar quantity and vector quantity. Scalar quantity has only magnitude but no direction, and vector quantity has Now we are going to study about the differences between distance and displacement. The first difference is the definition. The length of the path covered by a moving body is called distance. The shortest distance between the initial position and final position is called displacement. Just now I explained, students, this way. This is the distance covered and this is the shortest distance. This is distance 4 kilometer. This is displacement 3 kilometers. Next difference is, distance is a scalar quantity. That means it has only magnitude but no direction. And displacement is a vector quantity. It has both magnitude and direction. The third difference is, distance cannot be 0. Displacement can be 0. I told you, when initial position and final position are same, then the displacement is 0. Just we have taken the example of the circular path. This one, initial position and final position are same, so the displacement is 0 here. So distance cannot be 0 because for a moving object it will cover some distance. So distance can never be 0. Displacement can be 0. Fourth difference, distance can be equal to displacement or more than displacement. Okay, but it cannot be less than displacement because distance is the original path covered and displacement is the shortest distance. So displacement can be equal to distance or less than distance sometimes, but not more than distance because it is the shortest distance covered. Displacement is the shortest distance covered. So in this video we have studied the definition of rest and motion. Then we have studied what is distance and what is displacement, and finally the differences between the distance and displacement. In our next video you will study what is speed and what is velocity, and the numerical sum, how to calculate speed and velocity, and how to calculate average speed and average velocity in part 2. Thank you, students.